What's up, man?
What's good with it, man?
Not much, man. It's an honor to be talking to you right now. All
Oh man, it's all good, man. I appreciate it all, dog. It's all good, man.
right, man. Are
All
you
right,
ready,
man.
Mr. Little
Are you
One?
ready, little one? Yeah, that's right.
All right, man.
All right, man.
What inspired you to get
What
into
inspired
music?
you to get into music? You know what? I grew up around music. I come from a musical family. My mom would fucking play music when she was cleaning the house. I have two older brothers, so they would be playing hip hop shit. While they were getting ready to go to school. I would sneak into the motherfucking, you know, store and go to the record store and buy Beastie Boys and LL Cool J shit. Like I would fucking save up, fun. Back in the day, you used to get bottles, soda bottles, and take them back, and they would give you a dime for each bottle. So, I would save up. I would just save up, and I would go and I would buy a record. We had a record player, and I would come back with LL Cool J, Curtis Blow, Beastie Boys, Run DMC, and I never stopped.
Well, that's a good way to get into
That's a good way
music.
to get into music. But it's got to be in your blood, though. You know what I'm saying? I just had this energy with it. Just musically, I never saw any. I didn't see colors. I didn't think that because I was Mexican, I couldn't do it. It was just, I just had this passion for it, and nothing stopped me. You know what I'm saying? Like the same guys that would try to tell me that was meant for black people and try to, stray me away from it. I ended up signing autographs for those dudes and their kids. You know what I'm saying? Later in life.
Cool, cool. How long have you been
How
getting?
long have you been getting?
How long have you been creating music?
How
Sorry
long have
about
you been
that.
creating? Sorry about that. Physically creating it, I would say I got in the studio when I was probably 18 years old, and then I recorded once in a decade. I recorded once in a decade in 3 months, and the rest is fucking history.
What advice would
What
you give those
advice would you give those
artists that are beginning
artists
out in their
that
music
are
career?
beginning out in their music career? I mean, all I could really say, it's a bit of that's a loaded question because I've always been really passionate about, being unique and being yourself. And I think traditionally now people are more motivated for the wrong reasons. I think it's more of I want to be a rapper. I want to hang out with bitches. I want to have a nice car. I want to be cool instead of I want to make music because music fucking drives me. So all I really can say is, be yourself. Be yourself and try to be different than everyone else. You know what I'm saying? And if you are, you won't even have to try. It'll just happen.
All right, all right.
All right, all right.
How do you stay in contact with
How
your
do you stay in
fans?
contact with fans? You know what, man? We come from a different time, so it's a little bit different. I've deleted a couple of my social media apps. It's because it's just a different situation. Again, it's just a different time. But I mean, for example, like yesterday, I I gave a shout out to King Little G, and he DM'd me, and he started telling me how he grew up on Once in a Decade, and how that it was a lot of love, and it was really cool to see the guy that's doing it right now to embrace and be so humble and be so respectful. And we had a really good conversation, and I sent him some music, and he it was just dope. It was just dope to be able to touch, not only him as an artist, but him as a fan. And I just think that it's really dope that he was, humble, and he wasn't thinking that he was bigger than anyone else. And I just thought that was dope. So the fans, man, I mean, the fans are the ones that make you, man. So the fans pay the bills at the end of the day. So, I do what I can as far as social media. Other than that, motherfuckers run into me in the street all day.
Like I said, I'm one of them fans. Like I said, man, I've been listening to you since you were with Low Profile, and you know what I mean. Yeah, that's how old you could tell I really am.
Yeah, right. That's crazy.
All right, man. This is what I want to know. How'd you come up with your stage name?
There was a neighborhood, big homie, and he was giving out the nicknames. This is when I'm in fucking elementary. So I was actually going to be called Rascal instead of Little One. And it was me and Rascal. It was me and my buddy. And he just said, look, you're going to be Little One and you're going to be Rascal. And I was like, nah, I want to be Rascal. He's like, nah, you're going to be Little One. And he told me that one day he was doing community service and that he was cleaning up and that he saw over some weeds the nickname Little One from Chula Vista. And that's where he came up with it. So he gave me that name, and it just stuck. I was a little guy, I was a little dude, and so can you imagine? And they call him Rascal. it wouldn't have went, you know what I'm saying? So thank God for that.
Any upcoming shows or events in the works that you'll be involved in?
Yeah, man, like I've been financing the lockdown tour for a long time, and I've always, actually, I was on my way to New Mexico one time to go do a show, and I was like, man, imagine a show with like Little Rob and Magic and Frost and Lighter Shade of Brown and Gemini and Brown Boy, and I just made it happen. I think that unity is really important. I just think that we're lacking a lot of unity. I think unity is important, and we shouldn't come together only because there's a dope show. We should come together because we should support each other. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. So I got some plans, man. I definitely got some plans for some Latin lockdowns this year, and eventually I want to do this big ass festival, like a Latin Coachella, and it's coming together slowly but surely.
Yeah, I know what you say about supporting one another. I was actually interviewing Droopy from Still Banging. I don't know if you ever heard of him. Well, he's an artist also from Still Banging, from Midget Loco and them. He's said the same thing as you. That, we have to stand up and help each other out and not put each other down. You know what I mean? Help one another, and that's how we could become one.
Yeah, and I agree with him. The thing is that I think people sometimes get a misconception about what help is. They think that because if they reach out to you and you won't do a verse for free, you're not helping. People need to get away from that mentality. Like, this is our fucking job. This is what the fuck we do. I mean, unity as far as supporting each other and being like, hey, look, let's create this movement, or let's definitely fuck with each other. But at the end of the day, like, for example, I did a song called Love Like Magic, and Cisco Adler from the group Swayze, I was a big fan. We had to handle the business side of it, and then we built the relationship. But how could I not respect that that's what he does? I couldn't just think, I'm Little One, you need to do this fucking hook for had to respect that this is what he does, and he has sold millions of records. Like, you can't expect people to just come and fucking do shit for you just because you bring up the word fucking Mexican. You know what I mean? There still has to be a level of respect, and you know, and build off that. I mean, it's really important. That's really important. I think a lot of you know, up and coming artists need to understand that, you know, this is how we eat. This is how we live. You know what I'm saying? You can't just be like, you need to do a verse for me because I'm fucking Mexican. Like, no, that's not really support. Like, support is, hey, you know what? I respect your work. What can we work out so we can make this happen? And then build off that. That's just my opinion on it, you know?
All right, that's cool. Any upcoming albums?
Yeah, I actually just finished the Dome Sick album, and it's a good record, man. It's a really good record. Everyone check it out. You know, it's that vintage fucking Little One shit, so it's gonna be dope.
Where can your fans buy your merchandise or your music?
You know, all the retail stuff, Spotify, iTunes, all that stuff. You know, just go on there, type in Mr.Lil One, and you'll find all my new shit.
Are you up for collabing with other artists?
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I mean, you know, I again, you know, I have to be interested in the work. You know what I mean? I have to be interested in the creative side of it. It has to make sense for me. You know, I'm really big on originality. So if I'm digging it, of course I'm down.
All right. Do you rate? Do you write your music based on the experiences you had?
Oh yeah, you know, I was a fucking crazy kid. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's kind of hard to come up with half the crazy shit that I experienced in my life. You know what I'm saying? So definitely, that's part of the originality. You gotta write based on your story.
Is there anyone that you would like to collab with at this time?
Nah, no one in particular. Just you know, I'm also a fan of the music. So you know, I give big ups to King Little G. He's doing what he's doing, and I think YB is dope. I Suppose is dope. Reverie is dope. Self Provoked is dope. I think there's a lot of talent out there, man, and you know, I'm just sitting back and enjoying the show, man.
How do you think you're different from other artists?
I think it's pretty self-explanatory. I just think, you know, I think I pretty much created that spooky sound, and you know, no one's ever really been able to get it down like me, you know. So I think that's where what separates me from everyone else.
Who influences your style?
I wouldn't say style. I would say musically. I mean, I was influenced by the originators of hip hop, you know. But style-wise, I don't know. It just kind of happened, man. That spooky shit, you know. I was always really fascinated with that. So I wouldn't say that I got inspiration from anyone for the style-wise, but I think I got, you know, the inspiration was there with hip hop since I was very, very young.
How would you describe yourself as an artist?
Again, you know, originality. I think anyone would agree that just the originality in my music. Like, I really don't sound like anyone. You really can't say this guy sounds like Little One or Little One sounds like this guy. I think I have my own sound. I always have, and I always will.
here in New Mexico, it could be hard for our local artists to get support from their community. What advice can you give those artists that get discouraged while trying to make a name for themselves in their home state?
Um, if you get discouraged, then you shouldn't be doing what you're doing. I just think if you have a passion and you have a goal, and if you got that rhythm in your blood, then you're not gonna let anything stop you. So all that I can really say is fight the good fight. You know, try to go in the studio with that mentality that you're fucking invincible. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're gonna go and you're gonna fucking create some shit that's never been created before. And if you believe that, you will achieve that. If you don't, then you won't.
That's some good advice right there. I know this ain't one of the questions we sent you, but I asked this to all of our artists that we've interviewed. For Desertland Radio, opening the doors for our local artists to be heard, and also artists from outside of New Mexico. How does that make you feel, and what do you think about that?
Well, you got to put yourself in the category exactly like an artist. Like, you're doing something that this was an idea. Like, you at one point, or somebody in your circle said, you know what, we should do this, and you did it. It's no different than an artist going into the studio and trying to make music. You try to create an avenue and a channel for other people, and that says a lot about you, and for you to be in this position and to be embracing other artists, no matter if they have fame or they have sold records, if they're just musically inclined or passionate about recording, you're giving them an opportunity. And when you create opportunity, you create change, and change is one of the biggest words ever. If people really would embrace it and people would respect it, I think there would be a lot more change in the world. So, I think you're doing a good thing, and I think that you should place yourself in that same category with the questions you're asking, because you did exactly that. You had an idea, and you brought it to life. And I'm here in Rosarito Beach at fucking 6:24 in the fucking morning, talking to you, based off your idea, and an idea that I respect. So it's a positive. So it's a good situation, and I salute you for it.
Well, like I said, thank you about that, man. That's, we've already been up for a year already, and it feels good to, interview all kinds of artists. Like I said, from Midget Loco to Gangster Rick, and of course you, Mr.Lil One. Like I said, this is an honor to really be talking to you and actually having your music played on Desertland Radio. Like I said, I am a big fan of yours. That's all I gotta say. You know what I mean? You're very talented. You're a talented person, and I appreciate that. Is there anything?
No, and I appreciate you, man. I definitely appreciate you, man, and thank you. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you taking the time to listen and to just embrace the music. That's important. I think like I told you, it's really important that all these artists understand the importance of and the significance of opportunity. Opportunity is not something to fucking play with. You know what I'm saying? Like, you get a little money in your pocket, that doesn't mean that you're fucking special than anyone else. That money will run out. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to have something that no one else does, and that's priceless. It's like, you can't go to Walmart and fucking walk in the store and be like, where can I buy some trust at? Where can I buy some loyalty at? Where can I buy some love at? You can't order that shit online. Like, you either have it or you don't. And if you don't have it and you're emotionally numb, then that's a dangerous situation to be in. You got to be able to feel. You got to be able to feel. Because if you don't feel, then you can't have an opinion about anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to really be able to embrace and feel, because when you're numb, it's dangerous. It's really dangerous. So, I'm a music lover. I always have been. I'm excited about the up and coming talent. I'm excited to see King Lil G blow up and fucking people finally fucking see, a Mexican stepping up like that, and he represents it very, very well. So I'm very proud of him.
Is there anything that you'd like to say to your fans on Facebook or the YouTube channel or Twitter?
Just hey, man, thank you for the support, thank you for the love, and it's only going to get bigger. And I don't mean me, I mean in general, the game, our people, the movement. It's all going to get bigger, and just keep supporting. And if you don't have anything fucking nice to say, just don't fucking say it. That's probably the best advice I could give someone.
I want to, like I said, Mr. Lil One, I want to thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule, because I know you're a very busy man, to doing this interview, and for allowing us to play your music also.
No, man, thank you guys, man. It's all love, and it's all support, man. Much love. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome, homie.
No doubt, my G, man. I appreciate it. Let me know when you're going to air that shit so I can announce it and stuff.
Well, we're on air right now. We're live. And,
oh, okay.
so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to play your music after we finish this interview. And then I'm going to make a video of it and then put it up on YouTube.
No doubt, man. Send me that link, man. And much love to you, Doug. Much love to your station, and keep doing what you're doing. And I wish you success, man.
All right, man. Thank you, homie.
All right, my dog. Be
All right.
cool, man. All right.
Well, you heard it here first, Mr. Lil One. Now let's get into Mr. Lil One's mix and finish off the interviews and everything else that we do. Much love, baby.
Oh yes. Oh yes, it does. Come on. I remember growing up in the neighborhood. Everything was all good. Everybody changing these days. So I'm a rocket for the people that I left like. I remember sunny summers on the west side. Kids playing in the yard, fan grilling up some meat. Listening to old school, dancing to the beat. Yeah, I remember that. You remember that. Well, tonight we gon' get it back. The rhythm, the music, the people, the culture. You go and shine, baby, yeah, you're supposed to. Ain't nothing but a thing. I remember when my mother said, baby, don't gang bang. Seems like a mighty long time just the other day. Well, we're here now, trying to live another day. Come right to the left, come slide to the right. If you're with me, come and do it, and let's do it all night. In the neighborhood, up and down the block. Then you hear a whistle and suddenly you stop. It's the little bitty things that remind us of the good times. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's had good times. We had losses, we prayed to the crosses. Once in a while, yeah, somebody double crosses. We keep it moving through the down and through the struggle now. Back on the up, ain't no need to get in trouble now. Feel the Cali breeze while I do this with the ease. Mommy's on the block like somebody please. So rough, so tough, yo, we had to keep learning. The feeling I'm yearning, beautiful Sherman. That's the way it goes, time seen to move slow. But I got it deep within me now, no matter where I go. Come right to the left, come slide to the right. If you're with me, then you're with me, I'll just do this all night. Let it be, everything's gonna be fine. Can't nobody ever come through and change time. We got memories playing back like melodies. I put that smile on your face when you remember me. We got kids now, everybody grown up. We make room for the next one to blow up. Then we celebrated, everybody come through. Bring my daughters and my little baby sons too. And all the haters in the back, you can stay there. Dead broke every day, nobody paid there. And if you lost one, no matter lost a few. Give a little time and believe you'll make it through. Guerrero, Azteca, todo pa' mi gente. Vente pa' la fiesta, tocando Vicente. Right to the left, come slide to the right. If you're with me, then you're with me, gonna do this all night. What have you done? Committed red wrong, chill under the sun till it's all said and done. What have you done? Use your illusions, into your thoughts you can feel the confusion. What have you done? Committed red wrong, chill under the sun till it's all said and done. What have you done? Use your illusions, into your thoughts you can feel the confusion. I get exaggerated, baby, yes I'm hated on. Smile on my face, motherfucker, yes I egg it on. Never met another like a lover undercover. Every time I see the ladies, how they quickly wanna smother. I'm impossible to mimic, not a lyric that'll tell ya. Anything you do, how I promise it'll fail ya. Praise to the Lord, see I'm not afraid to say it. If you feeling little uno, motherfucker, then play it. If not, get the kitty cat, put it in your mouth. Put tape around your feet, then we ship you down south. Head to the player with the players from the block. It's that suicide shit while you sitting in the park. Bring the piano, bring the bitches, see that's everything I need. There's enough in the world, but you're driven by the greed. Do it for the alley and the thugs in the street. And pour a little liquor for the blood on the sheets. What have you done? Committed red wrong, chill under the sun till it's all said and done. What have you done? Use your illusions, into your thoughts you can feel the confusion. What have you done? Committed red wrong, chill under the sun till it's all said and done. What have you done? Use your illusions, into your thoughts you can feel the confusion. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Grown-ass men acting like hoes. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Who's gonna be the first one to go? Like I really give a fuck, see the words you speak. See your frail in your heart, never obsolete. When I walk in the room, everybody like, oh. I've been around the block and I do it so smooth. So I toast to the ghost, throw your poem in the wind. If you're really in the streets, out mingling with sin. See, I do this for the people and the people know it too. Ain't a motherfucking thing in your life you're gonna do. You can smoke, you can drink in a blink of an eye. You can weep on your knees, see, we all gonna die. So you're in for a long one, fucking with the wrong one. Never ever sleep for eternal, hear me, yo. Committed red wrong, chill under the sun till it's all said and done. What have you done? Use your illusions, into your thoughts you can feel the confusion. What have you done? Committed red wrong, chill under the sun till it's all said and done. What have you done? Use your illusions, into your thoughts you can feel the confusion. Shit, little spooky, what you think? You know, a lot of these haters have a lot to say. Only when I'm not there. But we coming with that land of the lost shit. Rewind this shit. Play it in your mind. Rewind the tapes of God. And remember who did it first. Motherfucker!
All the times we say goodbye, but I really, really miss you, and I sit and reminisce. You're all alone, I'm all alone.
I was deep in the abyss when I met you. Oh my God, how could I forget you? I was so young. Summertime and you left me so sprung. Curves on your body, you look like a party. Always made me feel like somebody. It was such a hard time. Always made me feel like it was all mine. Ended up on time. Only came when you wanted to. Knew that I was weak and that I wanted you. Saw you with another and another and another. Goddamn, should've listened to my mother. I really need to stay away. Don't know that I can make it through another day. Please, baby, don't leave me. You never ever speak, but you always there to hear me.
Apologize for all the lies and all the times we say goodbye, but I really, really miss you, and I sit and reminisce. You're all alone, I'm all alone. I apologize for all the lies and all the times we say goodbye, but I really, really miss you, and I sit and reminisce. You're all alone, I'm all alone.
I was deep in the mess when I left you. Oh my God, how do I regret you? You were so cruel. In and out of my life, I was a fool. Elated, had me so faded. Everything in the book I contemplated. Cuffs on my wrist, couldn't make bail. All alone in a cell, saw you farewell. What the hell am I gonna do? Can nobody understand what I'm going through? My brother and my mother both gone now. I'm all alone in the world, but I'm grown now. Much stronger, no longer see me faded. Throw my hands in the air, celebrate it. Good times, I don't ever wanna see you. Speak all you want, but I'll never ever hear you.
Apologize for all the lies and all the times we say goodbye, but I really, really miss you, and I sit and reminisce. You're all alone, I'm all alone. I apologize for all the lies and all the times we say goodbye,
Well, that wraps up another edition. Well, it's usually Black Flashback Friday, but this wraps up another edition of interview with Mr. Little One and his music play. Make sure you check him out on the YouTube channel. Once we're finished here, we're gonna upload it, put it on YouTube, listen to his music. Make sure you go check him out on Instagram at MRLIL1. Once again, this is your big homie from Desertland Radio playing the hottest music today in the 505 to the 575 and across that southwest, baby. Well, much love and respect to everybody out there putting it down for the music industry. Much love, baby.